My guests today are Sarah Castillo and Andrew Della Torre, founders of a new tequila line called La Pulga. Before we talk about this new tequila, tell us a little bit about your backgrounds, respectively.
Sarah Castillo, Fort Worth girl, born and raised.
You own a lot of restaurants?
I have some restaurants in town. I started off in a food trailer over off 7th Street in 2010, and then opened up Tacos Montgomery Street in 2016. And then Thenie's, which was our Mexico City inspired restaurant. Sites Out of Saloon and Stockyards.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. And now tequila, right?
And yes.
Awesome, awesome. Andrew, tell us about yourself. Hey, your turn.
Andrew Della Torre, Arlington, Texas, born and raised. Came to Fort Worth to go to TCU, put myself through school, waiting tables at Joe T's. Opened up a few concepts after that, Embargo, La Perla, and I've worked actually at this Pulga that we're talking about for over 10 years. So.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So how did this idea come about?
Adrian?
Why are we here today?
So when COVID hit, this historic Mexican Pulga was about to be torn down. Revenues just kind of were tanking. So vendors weren't making money, we weren't making money, so we needed to do something big in order to save it.
And do you know where this land is? Sorry.
It's okay, it's on the north side.
Yeah, so it's...
I'll do it. Go-kart track. You know where the go-kart track is off of University? So the 12 acres, it's right behind that. So as you head up to Jacksboro Highway, as you're going to University, from the go-kart track all the way up to the Shell station.
Awesome. It's just north of our office.
Okay. Yeah, it is. So it's been there actually since the 40s. So it's one of the oldest pulgas in the United States. But this one, you know, like I said, was about to be torn down. We needed a big idea. And I called Sarah Castillo, because when you drive by that market, some people just say, oh, old, market, needs to be torn down. But actually there's a ton of culture in that market. Families playing, people interacting. There's just a lot of corazón y alma, like there's a heart and soul there. So it was worth being saved. So I called Sarah, because I know she knows how to, like myself and our other founder, Steven Slaughter, dream big, but also get it done. There's a big difference between people sometimes with that. We met out there, we're spitballing ideas. Should we do this, do that? We're walking up and down the market on a
Saturday.
Oh, good memory.
He always thinks it's a Sunday.
And she finally gets to, you know what, I'd really like to do my own tequila. That was like her in game. I was like, that's crazy, because we had discussed doing a sotol on this property, based on this property. And so like, let's talk about that. So we ended up driving around looking for a sotol and finally found one at the Goody Goody off of Camp Bowie. And we ended up in the bed of my truck, fully clothed, nothing sexual,
PG, please.
very PG, on the tailgate of my truck, drinking out of styrofoam or plastic? Styrofoam cups in that parking lot at El Phoenix. So, and dreaming and talking about the idea that's coming to fruition today, which is our own our portfolio of Mexican spirits, tequila, mezcal, sotol, and building a distillery on the Pulga site, and then with plans to do a little boutique hotel down the road. So,
well, the first stage, as it were, you guys already launched with tequila. That's part of your plan. And tell us where this is grown in Mexico, Jalisco, Mexico. Why Jalisco? And tell us about what we have here today.
So tequila, just like champagne, is order of denomination. So it has to be made in Mexico, in Jalisco. So there's a certain area. So ours is in the highlands of Jalisco, Capilla de Guadalupe, which is in the Arandas area. So it is very small, boutique, family-owned distillery that does not cut corners, does it the right way, and just doesn't really get tricked with all like the big mass production of tequila. They stick to their way, and that's what we loved about them when we met them.
Okay, cool. And you've been there. I assume you traveled Mexico a lot. I read. And
yes.
What makes this distillery unique?
Well, so that you just touched on the medallion. That's their nom number. So you can even go on Tequila Matchmaker and see everything that we're doing for the spirit. But again, like not cutting corners. So we are, a big part of this is we're additive free tequila, and not just additive. We're certified additive free, which there are a lot of brands out there that are claiming they're additive free. But what that means is we're not adding any other notes or chemicals or coloring or
glycerin, sweeteners, oak extract, caramel coloring. Like it is kind of cheating. Once you start doing that, you don't have tequila anymore. You kind of have an abomination a little bit. So and like what Sarah's saying, we picked this distillery because they do things one way.
Yeah.
And that's the right way, and it's the traditional way of making tequila. And it took us a long time to find them.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't just jump down there and pick
Yeah.
the first, you know, we went through a lot of them because we knew we were going to be not only representing ourselves, but a very time-honored Mexican spirit. And we wanted to make sure we did the best we could put in that juice in the bottle.
Mm-hmm. Well, describe the three types of tequila we have, and for all the tequila fans out there, what is it about this that makes them so unique and delicious? I know they're very popular already, so.
Yeah, so they're very agave forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not adding any vanilla or any other
Mm-hmm.
notes to it, you're going to taste tequila.
Okay.
Another process that we do, we don't add water to the very end of distillation, so we're not diluting that agave flavor. So
Okay.
as much as you want clean tequila, you still want tequila, right? So you don't want to think you're drinking watered down tequila.
I used to say that or pancake syrup, like on the real sweet stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a fine line, and I think that we really did a great job of picking like right in the center of, you're still drinking a tequila, you can sip it,
Mhm.
you can sip it neat, especially for the Blanco. So most people don't think Blancos you can sip, and I think that's the silliest comment ever that someone would say. But yeah, a Blanco true to the production is a very sipping tequila. Andrew drinks it on ice with orange peel during the summertime. And then we go to the Reposado, which is aged for 7 months in an ex-whiskey
It's a
barrel.
little darker, yeah.
So, so
Okay.
you're going to get a little of that coloring you're getting from the barrel itself. Then when you taste it, the aroma, the notes are coming from the ex-whiskey that was in it, and the wood as well. So all of those, what was in it, what it's in, all make what that juice is there for 7 months.
Gotcha.
And then you can go in there and
Is this the one we have right here?
So this is the Indian.
This
Let's
is
go
what
ahead
just
and,
came out.
Let's go ahead and cheers.
And I don't even think, is this on the shelves yet?
Only one.
It's north of the border, but it's, yeah.
Tricks of the Trade.
Tricks of the Trade
Okay.
has it, so
Soft
salud.
made. Salud. Wow, it's amazing. It smells a little sweet. Remind me. I know it doesn't have any grapes in it, but it had a very fragrant nose to it.
Yeah.
You know.
So this has been aged for 18 months.
Yeah.
So just, again, time is money. Some like to not age as long, and then they just add stuff in it.
Yeah.
This, everything you're getting it from the barrel itself.
Okay. Nothing's no cutting corners here. No watering down. And then this is amazingly smooth and rich. I think like a good whiskey lover will love this as well.
Absolutely.
Just the complexity of it all.
You can do a Mexican old fashioned with this. You can just meat after dinner.
It's obviously biased, but I sample drink all of our products on a daily basis, and it's I drink them all straight or on the rocks. I mean, I really don't. But we see our stuff in ranch waters and skinny ritas and margaritas and palomas, like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And we don't judge, like the way I drink tequila doesn't need to be the way you drink tequila or the way you, I mean, everybody drink it the way you want. All our main purpose is, and we have just a passion for educating people on at least what the tradition of the spirit is.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
truly enjoyed, try it on the rocks. Maybe you haven't had tequila on the rocks before.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not usually the most common thing people think of, but with this one, give it a chance because it's a whole different kind of tequila.
That's exactly right.
That you may not be used to.
Yep.
And this is really amazing. Ali Ochoa, who is she?
Ali Ochoa is an amazing woman that I met at a Visit Fort Worth convention, Women Worth meeting, and we were sitting on the table or on the stage, sitting on the stage on a panel. Yeah, we're on a panel. But she is the ex-TX whiskey scientist, and found out that she actually has made Sotol before.
Okay.
And just a wonderful, hardworking, smart woman that we would love for her to be on our team. So she joined our team at the beginning of the year, and she's head of spirits, and then will be the distiller once we start the Sotol.
Okay, so let's talk about this distillery. How soon can we go here?
With these kind of things, it's always a moving target, but the general parameters, we intend to break ground late this year.
Okay.
Oh no, late next year.
Wait.
Break ground next year.
Break ground next year, sorry.
So we're going through site
target.
planning. Obviously things have to get all figured out with the city and approved and permitted and all that stuff, and then breaking ground.
Yeah, so it's not an if, it's not an if, it's just
Yeah.
a when,
Yes,
and that
yeah.
when is in that time range.
Okay. And are you going to be growing agave on this premise? Is that how that works?
We'll have agave, we'll have sotol plants as well, but
okay,
not
see, I don't know
necessarily.
what I'm talking about.
No, it's just different species.
different plant,
So
okay.
Dazalerian, like there's agave for tequila.
Okay, got it.
And mezcal, and then Dazalerian is where sotol comes from.
Okay. Do they look similar, these plants, if you saw them?
The leaves are a little bit thinner. They're a little
Okay.
smaller.
Okay.
And they
Sotol
take a little
plants.
bit longer to grow. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Dazalerian is the nickname for the plant's a desert spoon.
Okay. Now, do we have to wait for these plants to grow, or can you import them and start distilling right away?
We're gonna bring them from Texas, West Texas.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. What else is going to be going on at this distillery? The flea market's going to be revamped, so what's the experience going to be like when folks go here?
We want it where you can come in, maybe get some tacos from a food truck around there.
I know some makes those.
Yeah. We'll have like a cantarito bar, like we want you to come and be able to experience the juice in cocktails as well, because this is education process
Gotcha.
for people to start exploring
Okay.
the spirit. But I mean, bands on the weekends, having like very community driven, and then we'll throw parties every once in a while, and just, I mean, it's this amazing land right here in the middle of Fort Worth that we're so lucky to get. But yeah, so
Awesome.
very community driven.
Okay, cool. Where can folks buy this amazing tequila?
Local liquor stores here in Fort Worth, which
I mean,
Shapatsky's,
yeah.
Tricks of the Trade on South Main.
Kings.
A lot of bars, I assume, or several bars.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yes,
bars,
bars,
have
restaurants.
supported us.
Yeah.
If you go to it's hard to keep track of all the locations selling it, but if they go to lapulga.com, there's like a where to find us, and there's places everywhere. I mean,
If they don't offer it, demand that they get it.
Demand
That's
that
true.
they get
Yes.
it.
If it's not there, please
Put
ask
your
for
foot
it.
down.
Ask for it every
Storm
time you
out.
go.
I mean, we're still new, so we're not
only 3 months old, really.
Yeah.
Or we four at
April.
yeah.
What's today?
August.
Yeah.
About 4 months.
So we're still new, and if there's not anywhere
Yeah.
that we're not, you don't see us there, please request us, and we
Yeah,
can
absolutely.
get it
So
going.
it's local. You guys are local.
Yes.
And then finally, plug your social media.
Facebook, we're
Yeah,
on Facebook,
Google it,
Instagram.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, website www.lapulga.com.
Okay, and Instagram as well.
And Instagram and Facebook.
And soon to be on the Fourth Weekly's website.
Yes. Awesome.
Yes.
We'd love that.
Awesome.
Thank
All right.
you.
Well, Sarah, it's been fun. Your partner Steven wasn't here, but it's the three of you that are doing an amazing job bringing this tequila and sotol and mezcal to our Fort Worthians, Texans, and beyond, right? So you're going to grow and eventually distribute across the country. So it's exciting.
Yes.
And it all started right here in Fort Worth. So
Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
focused on that. We don't want to grow too far too fast. We love Fort Worth. DFW is our home and our backyard. We've grown up here, so it's really important to us that we treat this community as great as they're treating us, even right out of the gate. We want to make sure all that's reciprocated, and our foundation is really poured.
yeah. By all means,
here.
save some of this for us. I'll never run out.
Yeah.
If I can only get it in Dallas, I'll be upset. So,
Yeah, no, you're good.
Fort Worth first, that's for sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, guys. It's been fun.
Awesome.
Nice
Thank
to meet
you.
you.
Appreciate it.